Hey, love. Welcome to the podcast. This is a space where we are done pretending that in order for you to achieve the goals, the dreams, the desires that you have deep aching within your heart, that you have to do it like men. We are done playing by the rules that were not really designed for us in the first place. The ones that say that our bodies, our menstrual cycles don't exist, that business has to be hard, that we have to hustle hard in order to achieve what we want. In this space, business gets to feel so freaking good. We get to ride with the waves of what your body is actually asking you to do, what deep down in your soul you know that you were here and called to do. As a woman who has been there, done that, and hustled my way through so much, forced myself, built a business like a man for many, many years, here is what I know to be true. You don't need another strategy. You don't need more discipline. You don't need to be more consistent. And you definitely don't need to just work harder. You need rhythm. You need safety within the body. You need the business that's going to feel so freaking good and that moves with you and with the laws of the universe. On this podcast, we're going to talk about what it really looks like to lead as a woman. We talk about menstrual cycles, money, identity, visibility, power, building wealth, and really ultimately becoming the kind of woman who doesn't need permission to go after her dreams or to take up space in this world. So take a deep breath and let's build the life that you desire the feminine way. All right, girl, this spring energy is potent. It is fire. And I am on fire. I literally just got done with hot yoga. So I'm literally on fire, like dripping with sweat right now. This spring energy has been so intense. Like has like a fire under me to help just amplify what women are able to do, what they're able to create, like take these big, bold actions and like really light women up and like get them going, get them on fire. And I've noticed it inside of our Your Cycle Advantage calls. I come into these calls with like a little tidbit, a little insight, a little something that I want to talk about. And then it just spirals into this, I don't want to call it a rampage, but it kind of is this like rampage of something that I just get so passionate about helping women see in themselves, helping them see in what they're capable of and helping, help motivate them to take action. But from this place of like, it feels so alive for them instead of this thing that's coming from this external pressure or force. And today I had this conversation with them and it was like a small little tidbit that I mentioned in there that I want to bring here and kind of expand on it a little bit is this idea that when our identity of who we are and the vision of where we're going is so big and so strong, it essentially squashes out all the doubt. Like there's just no room for self-doubt left there anymore. And I know that every time we go through this luteal phase, like it's so easy sometimes to kind of get suckered back into who am I and what am I doing and what am I creating and these limiting beliefs and these fears and things that can come back up. And that when we go back through these cycles, every time we go through it, it's like purging stuff that we continue to let go. But the more that we come back to the vision and the more that we come back to who it actually is that we are, I think it's this deep remembering of who we actually are that really is the end of the story. It's not like, can I like concoct up this vision of I'm this big, bold, beautiful woman and I can do all these things and I'm like trying to hype myself up. It's not that. It's this like deep remembering of how truly worthy you are inherently. There's nothing that you need to do. There's no part of you that you have to prove. There's no version of you that you need to become. You already are. And when we can step into that, when we can own this identity of like, I already am, number one. And number two, one of the things that I keep talking to my clients about is like, can we become masters at our craft? Like, can we become so good at what we do? What happens a lot in the industry, in online marketing and in business and things like that, is that women, as particularly like online business, because I don't think this would happen in a brick and mortar. Like my dad has started brick and mortars. It's like he opened up a cycling studio. If he like started to open up that cycling studio and then waffled a little bit, he's like, hey, we're not quite getting the sales that we want. We're just going to pivot this. We're going to actually like sell all our bikes and we're going to actually just pivot this into a yoga studio. And then, oh, that didn't really work. We're just actually going to, turn it into a hot dog spot. Like, it doesn't work that way.
So why as online business owners do we do that? Like, why do we get into the space? And I'm speaking from experience, like this is me speaking to myself, right? Why do we get into this belief that, we put something out there and we sell it and it didn't work very well. So let's just throw in the towel and let's try something different. It doesn't work that way. Like, let's become masters at what we do. Let's become so good at what we do that we become unignorable, right? That was the theme of this last lunar cycle that we did inside your cycle advantage was this like, how do you become unignorable? And you become unignorable in your space by literally becoming a master at what you do, becoming so good at what you do. And the way you become so good at what you do is practice. It's repetition. It's dedication to the craft. We look at somebody who's a master pianist or a master sports player or anything like this. It's like, it's this repetition. It's this practicing. It's this dedication to what they do. And I think that a lot of times we have this belief that's like, oh, well, that's consistency, right? Like that's what you're telling us now, like we need to be consistent. And it's like there's a level of consistency, but I think consistency from the mind, consistency from like, I have to do this because I have to be consistent is a much different action than we're saying, like, I'm devoted to this. I'm dedicated to this. This is who I am. So when kind of going back to this idea, like the idea that I started this podcast with was this energy of, can we create this like such an intensity with our identity, an intensity with the vision of where we're going, the like who we are and remembering who we are. And can we make that so potent and so alive and so vibrant and so vivacious and delicious and nourishing and all of the pleasurable things that we like, all the words you could bring? Can we do that so big in our bodies that there's no room left for self-doubt? That like self-doubt, those like thoughts in the luteal phase maybe like creep up and they pop up and then our body's like, oh yeah, I remember you, small like inner child, like I see you, but like look at who I am, look at what I'm capable of, look at where we're going, look at what we're doing, like that's okay, like I get you, right? It's like those doubts are probably going to still pop up every so often and they're still going to creep in there, and that luteal phase is going to come back in and it's going to remind us that, even thinking about it from that place, it's like these are reminders. It's this duality that we have this essence of, we can only hold so big as which we've been able to go so deep, right? Just as a tree's branches grow deep into the earth, that's what allows it to grow big on the other side. It's like the duality of dark and light and sadness and happiness. Like we want to be able to hold the expansiveness of that duality. So when we get into those luteal phases and we feel those little senses of doubt and we feel those little pops of fear and we feel those little things of limiting beliefs, it's like this reminder of how far you've come, a reminder of who you really truly are on the other side. Because you've decided, like, this is who I'm stepping into. I am a master at what I do. I am dedicated to what I do. I'm going to become an ignorable in my space because I'm going to freaking change the world, right? How many of you, like, how often do you feel like you can stand in the vision of what you're creating with such certainty? Certainty changes the game. And I know sometimes like clarity is this like segue to certainty. I had this conversation with a client the other day around clarity and certainty. And I think sometimes we get muddled up in this. We have to have clarity on what we're doing and we have to know where we're going and we have to know what we're creating and we have to know and all those things. And it's like, there's some element of that I get, right? It's kind of hard to actually create what the vision of what we want and be 100% in it and so bold and so confident in it, if we're like, well, what am I putting out there? Like, what's my offer? Like, what am I actually creating? Like, what is this? But it's only in the actual taking steps forward that we gain that clarity. It's only in the belief of who you actually are and what you're capable of, with this sort of surrendering into, I don't have the fullest picture. If you rewinded me back and took me back, rewound me, is that the right word? Took me back to where I started in business 10 years ago, there is not an ounce in my mind that I would have said that I would have been here where I am today. All I did was take the next right action in front of me. All I did was take the next step. And to be honest, there were a ton of times that I went down paths that I feel like took me to dead ends. But only now can I look back and say, wow, all of those things brought me so much skill. They all brought me clarity. They all brought me tools. They all brought me pieces and parts and things that allow me to serve in the way that I do now. And I am so grateful for all of that journey. I'm grateful for how hard it was. I'm grateful that it wasn't a fast and easy route for me. People, I think online, we like crave speed and we want things fast and we want things instantaneous. But goodness gracious, did anybody get anything fast actually gain the rewards out of it? The success that I have now, I am so deeply honored and grateful for. The part of me that is like this embodied, this confidentness, this like the clarity, the certainty, the ownership that I have now. I'm so grateful for this because there's been a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears that have brought me to this moment of realizing like, one, women don't need to do that way. But two, it's this like ownership of who I am and how I'm meant to serve. Inside Your Cycle Advantage, I have brought in somebody to help with human design inside of our containers because I want my program to be more about how do we create just this flow in all areas of our lives, not just menstrual cycle flow. Like our menstrual cycle flow is like amazing, but ultimately, like all of what we're doing is really helping women tap into their flow. And for me, the human design has been a big part of that. Human design helped like unlock so much more permission for me into who I actually am and what I'm actually creating. I think for a long time when I was working with coaches and mentors and I was taking all of their advice and things weren't working out the way I wanted them to. I wasn't seeing the success that I wanted and things weren't growing as fast as I wanted. And I think part of it was because I was working in opposition with what I really truly knew was what I was needing to do, but I didn't have the words for it. I didn't have the clarity for it. And it wasn't until I had my human design like blueprint reading done that when I saw in there like, I am meant to be somebody that helps other women break the rules. I'm intended to help women learn to love their bodies and create rhythm inside their bodies. Right. And even like I started this episode with like the energy of spring and like how potent and powerful spring is. Spring, I was born on the first day of spring. Okay. My birthday is a cusp day. So I always thought I was a Pisces because you go to like the gas stations and whatever, and it would say March 20th is a Pisces. But when you actually look at my time of day the time of day I was born, I actually fall in Aries. So I am born on the astrological new year, the first day of spring. Like I have such potent spring energy. In fact, I've heard from people say, we talk about this like rhythm of the year, and this is where I was going with that, is because a big part of my human design is rhythm and helping women live in rhythm. It's like when I found all this out and I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. Like I teach women how to use their cycle and create so much rhythm in their life. It was like this deep permissioning. But a little side tangent on that was that in this sense of rhythm, this episode is going so spirally, you guys. This is what happens when I record podcasts in my car when I'm like being just channeled and full of this like, blah, get it out energy. Like it feels so potent. Anyway, it gets a little squirrely and I hope you're okay with that because this is how I coach. This is how I mentor. It's like, it's a little squirrely because we go with where we're going and where the energy is riding. And then we get on the train and we go with the train and where the train takes us. Coming back is that we have these sprees, like the seasons, right? The rhythms of the year that a lot of times we have different seasons. So depending on your work and the work you do, your season may not be different than what the seasonality of the year is. If you're in a different hemisphere, your seasons of the year may be different. If you are what I've heard, and this I would love if anybody knows more about this than I do, but that depending on where your birthday is actually your spring. So even if you're born in, say, November, like you're November 1st, like November, December, January, based on your birth rhythm, would be your spring. So I would love, like, go on my Instagram, send me a DM. I would love to know if you are born at a different time. Well, obviously you're born at a different time of year. You're probably not born on my birthday, but whatever time of year you're born, I would love to know if you feel that. Like, if you feel like your energy picks up around that, like that feels like your spring and then your summer comes after that, rather than falling with the seasonality of the year. Okay, total tight side tangent. So coming back, how can you lay into your identity of who you are and what you're creating so big, so potent, so bold that it leaves no room for self-doubt? That self-doubt is just like, I see it. I see those fears. I see those thoughts. I see those beliefs, but there's no ounce of you that attaches to it, right? I think that's the biggest difference, is that we're all going to have those thoughts pop up, but it's how long we actually sit with them. It's how long we actually play with them. It's how we let them like attach to us that makes the biggest difference. Other than this energy of, can I fix all of my limiting beliefs? Can I, remove all my limiting beliefs? Can I heal all my inner parts? Can I do all this work to fix you? Like, there's nothing you need to fix about you. You are beautiful and wonderful and amazing just as you are. Can you remember that? Can you remember how bold you are and how beautiful you are and how confident you are and how much magic you have to bring to the world? Can you remember that? And can you lay into this vision of who you are, remembering who you are, and lay into the vision of where you're going and what you're creating, and make that so big? Bring your energy and focus your energy all on that. This personal development world of us like having to fix ourselves in order to get what we want, or to have to heal parts of ourselves to get where we want to go, like, all fine and dandy, right? Like, that work is good and it's helpful and it's great and wonderful, but it keeps a lot of women stuck from actually creating what you want. It keeps a lot of women stuck in the spiral of having to fix something about themselves instead of actually just taking the hold of what they want in their life and realizing that you have so much power to create your reality right in front of you already. You already do. This energy of like that there's something that needs to be fixed about you has got to go. You are whole and amazing and wonderful and beautiful and radiant. I keep saying the same things over again because I'm hoping that by the end of this episode, you believe it about yourself. That it like lands within not just your mind, but within your body, within your DNA, within the cells of your body. Like, maybe go back and listen to this episode over and over and over again until you're like, yes, I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my body. This is who I am and what I'm creating in the world. And when that feels so big and so potent for you, what are you going to do to remind yourself of that every single day? What are you going to do to keep coming back to that every single day? Because when you keep coming back to it and you keep reminding yourself, that's when that belief and that feeling gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And then, like I said, there's no room for the doubt. It has nothing to hold on to. It's like you've squished out all of the empty space in your like vortex or whatever I don't even know, like in your world, your sphere. It's pushed out with all of this like bigness and all this boldness and all this beauty and this like, and just embodiment of who you are, that the doubt can't even stay. It's like, oh, cool. That was a fun thought. And off it goes. So anyway, have a great, wonderful day. I am going to go home and take a shower after this sweaty hot yoga. And again, I'm loving these car podcast episodes, to be honest. I don't know about you, but for me, gosh, the messy action of just like, just do it. Just do it. Like, do it when you're inspired. Do it when you're feeling amazing. Like, just take the action. Get over all of these fears and beliefs that we have to have it all figured out, that it has to be perfect or it has to be done in a certain way. Like, can you tap into the magic that you have to offer and just like fucking let it show? Let it show. Whatever that looks like for you. So, anyway, have a great rest of your day. And I will see you in the next episode.
All right, love. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode with me. It was such a pleasure and honor to be able to spend and hold space with you today. If you would love to dive into more, I invite you to grab a free copy of my book, Cycle Sync Your Business. You just head on over to reneefick.com/free book, and you can grab that free copy. It'll ship directly to your door. Or you can go over to reneefick.com/The Feminine Way to grab the first couple chapters on audiobook so you can listen on the go wherever you are, however you want. And if you're interested in learning more about how you can work with me inside your Cycle Advantage or the Awaken Retreat, I invite you to head on over to reneefick.com and check both of those two programs out. With that, I will see you in the next episode. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day.